Synesso's coffee guy. Today we have the special honor of interviewing the designer and the owner of Synesso espresso machines. And Mark is your name, and Barnett. And so I met Mark, I'm guessing when you were in the park, what years?
South Park Business Park.
When you were first starting, was it?
14 years ago.
And so, tell me how you got started. Is it true that you used to work for La Marzocco?
I worked for La Marzocco for 9 years. We started off with La Marzocco, had an importer that made a deal with Starbucks. So the Starbucks deal then became too much for the Italian factory to be able to build espresso machines. So the importers purchased La Marzocco, and they got the rights to do the manufacturing in Seattle. So they hired me to basically copy a four-group La Marzocco espresso machine for sale to Starbucks. So over the course of a 9-year period, we went from selling them 20 machines a month to selling them 75 machines a month. And that was the launch of La Marzocco and Starbucks. After a while though, Starbucks had about 30,000 employees at the time, baristas making coffee. They determined it'd be a lot easier to push the button and get the coffee rather than do manual coffee machines. So Starbucks pulled the plug on La Marzocco and we all lost our jobs.
And losing your job was one of the best things for us, which we now have the Synesso machine, because Mark, you took the knowledge and you took the paddle and the exposed group head and you ran with it.
Right. The whole time at La Marzocco we did research and development. There was lots of people that had a lot of good ideas. La Marzocco was great about not implementing, but doing that research and development. At the end of 9 years, we didn't do any of the implementation because Starbucks wanted to be a stable machine they wanted what they were getting and no changes. So once they moved on, I had a huge bank of information to go on, and we developed the Synesso product based on that information, and the market just ate it up.
So one of your competitors now is the La Marzocco, and they paid for you to do all the research that you now put into this machine and took off.
Basically, yes, is the answer to that.
So when you look at it that way, maybe it's not such a bitter memory. Maybe there's some purpose behind it, and now you have one of the top machines, and this machine is the Hydra, and the Hydra is able to profile the espresso. And can you explain the profiling and how this works? And is it with the pump that ramps up, and how does the pump pressure change? Reduce, or is it the rotation of the pump, or how does that work?
So this machine is capable of being a manual machine or a volumetric machine. And it can shift. This is set to volumetric now, but if we push and hold a lever here, we can turn this into a manual machine. So now this group head will run completely manually. So when you run the first stage, the light's lit here, and we're running at 50 pounds of pressure. Then we go to another stage, that turns on our pump, but it has a little valve that's stealing some of that pressure. So we're at about 7.5 bar. We cycle again, we can go to full 9 bar. All we've done is turn off that valve, so it's a really reliable system. You cycle again, you turn the valve on, you drop the pressure again, and then you cycle off, and that gives you a complete curve for your brewing process. As you brew and the coffee oils and things escape the grounds, it's important to slow down the water traveling through those grounds because they don't have the oils to resist the pressure, so water flows faster and faster, and you'll end up overheating your coffee pot if you don't reduce the pressure at the end of the shot. So it's really pretty important to reduce that pressure.
And so you're reducing it by opening a valve, taking some of the pressure off. It's not the pump with less rotations. It's not a magnetic pump that changes the speed. It's the opening to take the pressure off and send it somewhere else.
Right. It's a very simple process. There is just a small valve that's right in line with the pump. and if the valve is open, it allows an amount of that water just to go right back into the pump. So it just defeats some of the flow out of the pump. So super reliable, super simple. Our motor is a full 100% on runtime motor. You can turn it on and leave it on, and it'll last years like that. So it's meant to run constantly. It's not one of the real wearing parts in the machine.
Okay, now this machine is one of your original designs. I remember your first machine that came out. It had the steam one. So let's talk about the lever and the tube. Give me a little information. Obviously, I can turn this on because it's a tube in the tube. But then this is interesting because it has different abilities to turn the steam pressure up or down. Explain that to us. And is this on a...
So this is just a steel hub on a bearing. And so you rotate on the bearing here. And as you pull forward, there's just a ramp shape inside. So you pull forward, and the ramp is pushing on a steam valve actuator. So we've barely got it pushed there. You can go real gently up to a full speed.
Oh, so it has a variable, not just two.
Right, it's variable. It's fully variable. So you can be
hold it.
right. So this is a steel tube inside of another steel tube with an air gap in between them. They're completely welded in tight. There's no possibility for it to fail or come apart internally. And it makes a very rigid tube also. It's really a tough part. You won't break it. So you can be on full, or you can back down to a small amount, and you can turn it off. And it's really ergonomic to do this rather than try to twist a knob. Twisting is a hard motion for your wrist. So this is a much nicer motion.
And I gotta say too, as a barista, it's one thing when you're making a latte, and it's another thing to use less milk in a pitcher with a cappuccino, but when you go down to an espresso macchiato, and you're just steaming a tiny bit of milk, having less steam so it doesn't blow the milk out of the pitcher is a good thing.
Absolutely.
And not burning yourself. That's a good thing.
That's a huge thing.
And so it's interesting to see that you do this. You must have had the barista in mind, or you're the barista that did this yourself?
Well,
did you interview baristas, or were you the barista that said, I want this and that?
This comes back to La Marzocco again. La Marzocco had a very simple tube and a valve. You turned the knob on, and the knob would stick when it got worn out, and the milk would burn onto the wand. And the baristas did complain about the burning, scalding the milk onto the wand, and they would complain about turning the valve. Sometimes you turn the valve so hard it would just stick in the on position. You really have to fight to get it off. So a solution that didn't burn the milk and wasn't a knob was going to be the right solution. So I definitely had that in mind when I was moving forward with this design.
So you were listening to baristas. You were a barista yourself, so you related.
I've never been a barista.
You've never been a barista?
I've never been a barista, but I've heard lots of feedback from the baristas. And there was research and development for probably 5 solid years of the 9 years I was there. It was steady. Information was coming in all the time. So there was a lot of years of learning what the industry wanted, what baristas were needing, and what they weren't getting.
So you were in a good position to interact with the barista and then design a machine with your research and the input from baristas. And thus we have the Synesso.
Absolutely.